Mwisamwale.
And I am Danny.
Catch us on Spot On.
Spot on.
First class bangers. Get inspired.
Hi everyone, welcome to Spot On. I'm Mwisamwale.
It's your boy Danny.
Thank you so much for all the love. We appreciate your positive feedback. It's been amazing. We're glad to keep you guys happy and satisfied. So today on the show, Danny, what's happening today?
We have Nomsa. We're talking 21st century parenting. So we're going to learn one or two things. What are the differences from back then and what's happening now?
So stay tuned and enjoy the show.
Watch.
Hi, how are you doing? My name is Nomsa M. Chabakale. I'm a mother, a business owner. I have a passion for fashion. I'm an entrepreneur. I love life. I love to be happy, and I'm just me.
Hi Nomsa.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Good to have you on Spot On.
Oh yes, spot on. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome, you're welcome.
Oh,
So
okay.
today we're talking parenting, 21st century parenting.
Yeah.
You're a mom, right?
Yes, I am.
Danny and I are not parents yet, but we want to know, have a view of parenting today.
I'll probably start with parenting then
Uh-huh.
and parenting today. Parenting today is really, really hard because things are changing. From how we used to store pictures to the type of entertainment the kids are demanding, and from the way we were being disciplined then. I was spanked as a child.
Me too.
Yeah. I don't know about you guys, but
Me too.
and that actually somehow helped me get straight up. I was spanked as a child. We had chores as children. It was the parents' way or the highway.
Oh yes.
We never had opinions. If mom says you're going to wear a butter shoe for a party, that's a butter shoe. If mom says no, it is no.
That's it. That's final.
Yeah, and then I think our parents were more interested in being our parents than our friends. Today's parenting, we want to be cool.
Yeah.
We want to be our children's friends,
Yeah.
which we can't. They already have friends. We need to play a role as parents, which I think we're not really doing that.
So it makes it tougher, right?
It makes it harder because at the end of the day, instead of a parent being a parent, the roles are turning. Our children are telling us how.
Should be done.
Yeah.
Yes, our
Yeah.
children are telling us how it should be done. And the morals that were instilled then and the morals that are being instilled now are on two different levels. Our children are on the tech survey. It's another world. They're on another level. A newborn today, I don't know whether it's in the air or what we eat. A newborn today is born with the eyes open. How? You know, kids then, it would take 4 days and it would be a slow process, but not today. A 2-year-old is telling you, I don't want that. That's disgusting. Oh my God. There's attitude in a 2-year-old.
They already know what they want.
Exactly, they already know. So it's really, really hard, and it's really, really challenging because as a parent, I know that I need to bring my A game when raising my children because of today's generation.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Do you think technology has played a role in that?
Of course it has, because as I said, it's a tech world. Everything from assignments to social, it's all on technology, but us as parents need to have a control over the technology world. If we're just buying technology actually is there to make our lives easier. It's a convenience.
Yes.
But if it's used the wrong way, oh my God, technology is going to be a disaster, or
Yeah.
actually leading into a disaster.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. So yes, technology has. I grew up without a phone.
Yeah.
We used to write letters. We had pen pals.
Yeah.
My parents did not see the reason for me to have a phone. I don't see a reason for my son to have a smartphone. Why am I buying an 8-year-old an iPad? who are they supposed to be talking to?
Yeah, what are they looking at?
What are
being
they looking at?
exposed to?
Yes.
What are they learning?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think there's some certain measures that need to be put on today's parenting. I think we need to give our children what we had then and what we didn't.
Yeah.
We are more concentrating on what we didn't, and that's sad.
But how,
Very true.
if we're supposed to like put measures, how can we handle that to say, because if kids look at other kids, they have phones, iPads and all that. So how do you manage to keep your kids away from all those things? When they look at other kids, they have those things.
I guess it's always tell them never to be caught up in a web of comparison. Yeah. You should never be caught up in a web of comparison. What you see is not always what it is. Because Facebook, there's this facade of happiness, of success.
Everything is rosy.
Everything is rosy on social
Yeah.
media, but that's just not the way it is.
Yeah, it's
How
not the
do we
real world.
how do we do that is maybe by being involved in our children's lives. You know, I think that a child that is brought up in a stable, loving, supportive home comes up to be a responsible, to be a generous, to be a good adult. Whether we're brought up in scarcity or in material abundance, it doesn't really matter.
True.
As long as the child has that connection. If you have that a connection with the child, it's as good as you and me. If we're in a relationship, and if we're tight, if we connect, there'll be a second thought of disappointing you.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll be thinking, if I do this to Moisa, she'll be disappointed. Now, if we don't have that connection, I won't think about it.
Yeah. It won't be an issue.
It won't be an issue. So we need to be there for our children. But instead, we are rather replacing the material need for emotional need.
Yeah, very true.
Yes, instead of being there for a child
Very true.
emotionally, you're buying them, you're buying them toys. You're buying them these whatever those things are. We call them with yes, what do you call them? And thank you, whatever that is. Yes, you're buying a child. Oh, and what is that? So instead of having that relationship with your child, our children tend to have relationships with things.
Things they have.
Yeah.
Do you think there should be a balance? Should we do away with the new things, or maybe create some sort of balance with the old and the new to kind of come up with a balance?
Yeah, I think there should be a balance.
There definitely needs to be a balance, and that's the reason why I said we need to give our children what we had and what we did not have. We are more concentrating on me. I walked from my school to my, and my child is never going to
Yes.
walk. No, that's not the case. I will need to bring my old school soulful tough love
Yes.
into today.
Yes.
Yes, your child needs to understand that I need to work for this.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
We are leaving, the problem that we have today is we are leaving our children to be brought up by our maids.
Yeah.
They spend the whole day with them.
Yes.
Yes. By the time you're coming back from work, you're too tired.
You're
to
too
even
tired.
move.
I'm too busy trying to contour my face, trying to get my eyebrows straight, trying to be on TV,
Trying to feature on Spot On.
trying to smash those
Yeah.
goals,
Yeah.
and so that we need to. We need to find a balance, and on top of that, we are leaving the raising of the children to our maids. We're leaving the raising of our children to the schools,
Yeah.
Yeah.
to cartoons, to the phones, to
Yeah.
social media. And because of that, we need to understand that in as much as we are parents, we are not the only influencers. We are not the only
Absolutely.
vices around. But if you have that bond with your child, in as much as they go out there, or in a nutshell, charity begins from home. We are responsible for today's generation. And when you look at them, these kids are spoiled. How? We are raising this whole generation, and
Yeah.
we are surprised that they are spoiled. Yes, there's a reason why there's classwork and homework.
Oh, my. That's true.
Yes,
That's very true.
and homework is not the child doing their own assignment. It's homework
Yeah.
for a mother, a father to sit down with a child and do it at home.
Yes. Together.
Together, there's not that interaction. We would rather go for a kitchen party, for a business meeting. We are too busy. We need to.
Yeah.
Get grounded. Back to the drawing board and try and do it right.
Absolutely.
Get inspired. Get inspired.
7:30 p.m. on live TV, channel 815. Hi, I'm Wisa Male.
And I am Danny.
Catch us on Spot On.
Spot on.
First class bangers. Get inspired.
That's so true.
Do you feel maybe high authorities should step in when it comes to parenting? Because let's say you have some rules in your house,
Yes.
and then there's parental guidance.
Yes.
But if your child goes to the neighbor's child, they might see something on Facebook they're not supposed to see.
Yes.
So should the authorities come in? Because there's obviously no way you're gonna keep your child from seeing that stuff.
Whether we like it or not, technology is here to stay, and it's changing. It's changing so
It's evolving.
fast.
Yes.
Yes. So we as parents have a homework. We need to be tech savvy as well. You cannot give a child a bone to chew on. You don't know whether it's poison or not. You don't know whether it's good for the child or not. So we need to also be on the tech game, not fully, but just have an idea, and to instill values in a child that comparison. You cannot be caught up in a web of comparison. In as much as Ben from next door neighbor has an iPad, doesn't mean that my son is going to have an iPad. Ben has different parents.
Exactly. Yes.
You are my son.
Yes. I'm your parent. I'm not Ben's parent.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, we need to put up restrictions and making sure that we are together at par with our children. Technology is here, but if technology is used for the bad, we're in for a disaster. Yes.
Okay, so let's say I set certain values or rules in my house,
Yes.
but still my child is gonna look at something else.
Yes.
Do you think higher authority should come in and set up maybe some sort of restrictions or something?
Honestly, that wouldn't work because, as I said, charity does begin at home.
Yeah.
It all starts from home. So, in as much as the president, the authority brings out rules of Facebook or what's or not, like China is not allowed to have
Yeah,
Facebook.
Facebook.
That's the authority because they don't want this generation to be exposed to certain things of the world, of the Western world, so they put it. But there's Facebook. I go to Asia, I access Facebook, I access social media, I access Twitter, I access Insta. So I don't think the authority will be effective. It's us as parents.
I mean, they can, right? If they did want to, they can. But will they succeed in actually
be
restricting?
No, it won't. I just give
yeah.
an example of China. Authority
I agree
did
with
bring up,
you.
but it won't. Because in as much as the authority will come up and say, we cannot have Facebook, we'll find a way to.
Oh,
to,
yes.
we have our genius
And the
kids.
kids will. Exactly. The kids that will.
They will.
They are so smart.
Hack into
They are
something.
so smart, they're going to hack into somebody and somebody's going to tell the neighbor and we're going to have Facebook in your house without you knowing. Because I know of kids that have smartphones. And those smartphones only go on weekends when they're with their friends. So I think and believe that we as parents are not doing enough. We are not sitting down with our children. We're not asking the questions. We are lecturing. We're not grounding ourselves to their level. We're not doing that. In as much as our children have rights, need their privacy, I have a role to play as a parent. I need to check their phone if they have a phone.
What are they looking at?
Yes.
Who
Who
are
are
they
they
talking
talking to? Because we've had kidnap cases
Yeah.
because of WhatsApp and because of groups, being in groups, or because of social media. You have
Yeah.
a friend, and there's all sort of people on Facebook. And your daughter is talking to a guy who has a profile picture with abs, and that's not the guy.
Yeah.
And they're making an appointment, and the kid was.
Let's meet somewhere.
Yes. And that's how the kid disappeared, just like that. So the tech world, if it's used for the bad, our children need to understand that it's made to make life easy. It makes life safe. It's a convenience, not an inconvenience. Yes.
I think I love
When it comes to
that one.
parenting, sorry, Danny, there's no book, there's no guide to say, parents, this is how you should parent your children. So every parent just thinks they're doing the best. Like, I'm the best parent,
Of course.
you know. So parenting is also kind of subjective. I'll raise my child like this, you raise your child like that. Fine. But like, what's the common ground? know?
Different strokes for different folks. But at the end of the day, in as much as it's different, we need to give our parents, what our children, what our parents gave us, what we had and what we did not have. We are more concentrated on me. I suffered.
Yeah.
There's no way my child is going to suffer. There's no way
You
my
used
child
to
is going
study
to walk.
the kendo like
Yes, I need to start in a kendo. I used to walk from Woodlands A and that's the upper hill and down the hill. And no, we need to give them what we had then, the tough love, the soul food. We need to hold on to it and bring it
Yes.
today.
New and improved.
New and improved.
Why not?
Yes, we need to bring it because we're more concentrated on the emotional. We're exchanging the emotional need, the material need, and that is wrong. We are too busy smashing goals. We're too busy trying to be better than the next person. We are too busy trying to contour on faces and make sure that our eyebrows. We're too busy chatting as well on the same social media that our children is being destroyed. So us as parents need to lead us. And sometimes I feel so bad. My son is talking to me and I'm, Mom,
Yeah.
Then paying attention.
Mom, and
It's not intentional. No.
it's not
definitely
intentional, but we need to find that common ground. We need to find that balance. We need to, whether we like it or not. We are children examples. Children don't really hear what we say,
Yeah.
they hear what we do.
Yes.
They
They're
watch and learn.
observers.
Drinking is bad, but dad is always drunk. Drinking must be good.
Yeah.
Why is he always trying?
Why is he always drunk? So at the end of the day, I think that a child that has been brought up in a home that is stable and loving and is compassionate and is available emotionally turns out to be a responsible, generous, and humble
Adult.
adult.
Very true.
Whether they grew up in an environment of scarcity or abundance materially. That's what I think.
I agree. Danny, what do you think?
I think to take you back, I like the point where you said it's not safe for a child to have a smartphone. I thought it was safe, but then you mentioned this thing to do with kidnapping and
The
whatnot.
risks, yeah.
I think that has changed my view on that one.
I grew up without a phone, and I think that's a value that I should drag with me into this generation. I didn't have a phone. I don't want to raise my kids in the exact manner, but there's some values that I will bring with today. My child should have a phone, but I don't see the reason why my child should have a smartphone. For what? Who are they talking to about what? Yes, if they want a research, I have a smartphone. Let's Google on my
Yeah,
phone.
let's
do it
research,
with you.
baby.
I have bundles. You know, it's all there. There should be transparency.
Yeah.
I should buy a smartphone. I'm going to buy my son a phone to communicate with him, and that's what he needs right now, to communicate with. Because at school he's not allowed to carry a phone, so I'm buying a phone for what? After school he's got homework. Who is he going to communicate with? His friends about what?
They're going to see each other tomorrow.
There
too.
are chat
What's
groups
there
in
to talk
WhatsApp, in this WhatsApp, and it's such a dangerous world, and they've got codes. There's just been a scandal that's been going on for so long about sex party in
Well, I saw that
Woodlands.
in the news.
I just heard about that
Yes,
today.
yes. And that's a house, and obviously a grown-up person owns a property, and these girls are from 13 to 18. 13, not 21 to 45. 13 to 18, still teenagers. My son is 13 and I'm looking at him thinking,
Boy.
I will whoop you if I have a phone. my hair stood up and I'm thinking, it can't be real. But it is.
It's real.
Why? Because of what they're exposed to.
And parents are not nosy.
And
enough
parents,
to
we're not
find
nosy.
out, like, what's happening in my child's life? What are they doing?
My child has rights. My child has rights to privacy, to da-da-da-da. But I also have a role to play
As a mom.
as a parent. I need to be in my son's business. Once in a while, I do. The problem with today's parents, we're too predictable. Your children know your schedule. Your children know that when you go to work this time, you're gonna. It's Saturday. Mom probably has a kitchen party. Dad has a beer at the bar. They know our program, and we don't. So who's the parent? Yes. So at the end of the day, we have a lot of homework. We need to go back to the drawing board.
On a personal level, like you trying to administer this old school kind of parenting, how's been the response from the kids themselves? Are they working with you? Is there success there? Like, how is it?
It actually helps. Like every time I get overwhelmed, I thank God that my mom is still alive. I take them there because sometimes I get lost in it. I get overwhelmed. No one has a guidebook. The minute the child is born, boom, you've got a child. You need to, somehow the instincts kick in.
Yeah.
I guess the only book that is there with proper guidance is the Bible about children. And that's where the charity begins at home. If you instill that value of being a Christian and the fear of God in a child, it's true what they say. Train up a child
In the way that he should grow.
and the child will never.
Not
And
depart from
I will use that as an example. I had my wild days, and sometimes, in as much as you've got your wild days, you think I'm not supposed to do that.
You know it.
Ecclesiastic says. You get my point, because it's there. It's been instilled. So there's certain things that I would do, and certain things that, because of my values, I will refrain. Yes. So if you have that relationship with your child, a very close bond with your child will be able to refrain and say, if my mom had to find me smoking, she would be mad.
Crazy, yeah.
But our children's day, my mom won't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will smoke, I will drink. By the time I get home, she'll be too tired. I'll have a mint and I'll shower. She won't even notice.
And it does happen. Parents don't
Don't know
notice.
what's
They don't know, because one of the kids that was caught in the sex parties said, we have codes. You will get my phone and you read my WhatsApp message. We've
You
got.
won't understand what we do.
You will not understand.
Oh, right.
They're talking about geography homework at 2 p.m. It ain't geography homework. You get my point? And that's how
Wow.
complex is. The abnormal is becoming the norm. So we as parents need to say, no, I will not let my child be brought up by the school, by the internet, by the maid.
Yes. By the maid.
By the
especially.
maid especially, because our maids know more about our children than we do, which is sad. Sometimes I ask myself, when last did you bath your 2 sons? And I scratch my head, wow. And it's wrong. It is so wrong. When last did you feed your child? When last did you date them? Because they need to be dated as well. We need to listen.
Yeah.
As parents, we have that, we sit on that high chair with the crown saying, I know it all. Not with this generation.
How do you balance the amount of time you spend with the children if you're not home all the time?
You make
Because
time.
the maid is going to be home from
You
Monday
make
to
time.
Saturday.
You need to make the time.
Time
You
will just
need,
present itself.
you need, it's harder today because of the pressure. I need to be on TV. I need to be on Spot On. I need to get this done. I need to get, there's so much going on out there. There's my business meeting up to, it's crazy. But whether you like it or not, that's your responsibility
Add
as
them.
well.
Add them to your to-do list.
Yes. We've got weekends, we've got Saturday and Sundays. Most of us Saturdays, we've got Fridays. It's Friday. We're out, it's Friday, we go home late. Saturdays, some wake up in the morning, they work. Some kill the hangovers until I don't know what time and get up and start the Saturday again. I've got a function, I've kitchen party, I've got a wedding, I've got this and that. And then Sunday, you spend the whole day sleeping because you're tired. And Monday, you have to go for work. You see the pattern? So we need to find the balance. Whether you like it or not, it's our responsibility to find time. The same way you put the effort in smashing your goals,
Same effort you.
the same effort we should put, because after a day's work, every child has homework. It's your responsibility to go sit. You need to find time to go and know the child's teachers.
Your child's performance.
In as much
Your
as you've got
child's
to,
friends.
who are his friends? How is it doing with the teachers, not by report card? Some of our teachers don't know us. They don't know us. Because our maids are picking up, are dropping and picking, or the driver is dropping and picking. The only time we can't even pick up the report card. The only time we go and pick up the report card, we're looking at our phones and
You just, okay, just give it to me,
thank
I'll
you,
talk
or
to
this is
him.
a bad report. And that's it. You get my point. We should teach our children that life is about trading. It's about exchange, and you need to work hard. If you work hard, you like that PSP4, I'll get it for you. I'll give it to my son. And next term, if he flunks, it's not yours no more.
You gotta earn it, boy.
You will have to earn it. We need to explicitly install values of earning, not giving. Today's children think they've got the right to this. They've got a right to that. You're going to buy me that. But that is all totally wrong.
Okay, what a great time talking to you. Actually, my child's not going to have a smartphone.
I'm motivated
That's
too.
a risk. Yeah. Like really, I've thought about it. Like,
No, but you're going to,
someday.
honestly, you will have pressure.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you find a situation whereby I don't have a smartphone. Because I don't have a smartphone, I will find a way to get a smartphone.
Yeah.
So in as much as you instilling those rules, you need to be able to have time. Don't just make rules. Listen, question.
Wow, parenting is hard before you even start.
It is difficult.
Yeah.
It's a very
It's
difficult.
a job on its own.
and worse still, today's.
And it's only
century.
getting worse.
And it's only getting
There's
worse.
more staff.
There is more. It's like eyebrows. It's getting new. Now it's the wavy stuff. Now it's putting cornrows there.
I saw
and that's
that.
what
Is that real?
I have no idea.
Oh boy.
So that's just the way it is. All in all, in a nutshell, I think we need to go back to the drawing board. We need to make sure that our children are preserved with humility and reserve.
And respect.
Respect. Humility. Today's children do not have humility. I would be spanked if I called a maid rudely.
Yeah.
My mom would never let it. But today's child is sassy. Is a diva.
Oh, yeah.
Without respect. Today's child will not stand up when an elderly comes in a bus.
But you see, what's crazy is the parents to the children today are the children of yesterday that were brought up in that way. So how is it that they don't have those values? Do you get what I'm saying?
I think that they adapt, I think, to the new, to what's
Yes,
going
I think
on.
they actually they're children. They adapt to anything and everything. It's adaptable, because us as parents, them as parents, we are changing as the generation
So they
comes.
also
We're
just
evolving.
go with
So
it.
they go with
Okay.
the flow. Nobody is taking that and bringing it here.
No one wants to be backward.
No, everybody wants to be fresh. We want to be our children's friends. We are not their friends. We are the parents. They have friends. So we need to be parents and not friends.
Get you.
Well, it's been a great time to have you on the show. You can come back again, because this topic is like way too wide.
It is. I've had fun.
We've had
with
fun.
You gorgeous people.
I know some parenting skills now.
Here and there.
Gotta figure out something.
Oh yeah, it ain't easy, but yeah,
Yeah, it's doable.
it's very doable.
We've come to the end of the show. My name is Danny.
I'm with Samwale.
What a brilliant episode we had. We had Nomsa today, and she's like a super brilliant parent. I've learned one or two things from her.
So much fun. I had fun. Not only did I learn, but I also had fun because she's so cool and lively and 21st century-ish.
I think she has it under control. She brought out some brilliant points.
She got it.
She got it. See you next time.
Get inspired. Get inspired.
p.m. on live TV, channel 815. Hi, I'm Wisa Male.
And I am Danny.
Catch us on Spot On.
Spot on.
First class bangers. Get inspired.